Hey, everybody, I'm Tamara Brown. That's Mike Dussault. We're here to break down all of the Patriots' burning off-season questions. So if you have any mailbag questions, be sure to comment below. But Mike, first things first, I want to start off with what do the Patriots need this offseason? What is the priority?
All right, well, let's start with, the questions we know. And I think starts with J.C. Jackson, who is up. I mean, he's had 4 great years, gotten better every year, hands all over, multiple interceptions. So, I mean, that's probably the headline. Second one, I got to go with some of the veterans that are coming up, guys that have been around for a while. Devin McCourty, Dante Hightower. These are, impact players who have won a bunch of Super Bowls around here, part of the leadership structure. I think that's kind of number 2. And then number 3, I got the offensive line. You got Trent Brown, Ted Karras coming up. Their contracts are up. They both came back this year on 1-year deals. So might they come back again? That would be great. I think that, Patriots could use both those. But I think those are the 3 big questions I think we're entering into the offseason, kind of wondering, how's it going to go with JC? Are these veterans, including Matthew Slater, I should throw him in as well, are those guys going to retire? And lastly, how do they solidify the offensive line?
Mike, you hit on a couple of the needs for the Patriots this offseason, but with the combine coming up, I know that a lot of those people watching right now are wondering, are the Patriots gonna go to Alabama for their next offensive weapon, specifically a dynamic wide receiver, which has been a need since last offseason?
Absolutely. And well, hey, we all love the big weapons, big wide receivers. And I mean, for good reason. Alabama, hey, they're a great program. We know what we got from Mac Jones, got from Christian Barmore last year. And then you look at Jamison Williams and John Mechie, 2 outstanding players, both though tore their ACL. So I think that adds that level of intrigue. And, it's always hard to get those dynamic wide receivers. Usually you got to be in the top half of the draft. But this might enable you to get one of those guys a little bit more down the board. Now, I still think Jamison Williams is probably going to be a day one kind of a guy. So I think the question, Tamara, is, are the Patriots in position where they can draft a guy like that and maybe wait on him, if he's not ready this season? That's what I think everybody's going to be wondering and talking about this spring, but no question. I'd also throw Ohio State. They've got a couple good wide receivers as well. Chris Olave being one of them. So I think there's some options for the Patriots. I know everybody wants some weapons, but there's some definitely, once again, this year, every year, it seems like there's a bunch of good wide receivers coming out.
Well, Mike and I answered 2 questions so far in our YouTube mailbag, but we'll be back with more. We want you to comment below, and we'll be looking for them below to answer in our next episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll have more for you on the Patriots offseason next week.